Hey guys, welcome back. So today I brought home this Homelite generator. It's actually in running condition. That's kind of rare. So the story behind this was that the seller is moving and needed to get rid of it quick. So he listed it at $150, talked himself down to $100 if I come and get it right away. So here it is. Did I mention this one runs? Now, I haven't checked the power output, but when I did start it, it ran quite well. No hunting, nice steady engine speed, so I don't expect that we're gonna have to do much, but I haven't verified the power output, so that could be an issue. Now, you may be able to tell, it's been outside, so it does have some rust, on the exhaust, on some of the fasteners, on this tin here, but surprisingly, the tank is good. So that's always a concern. You buy a generator that's 10 years or older and it has a metal tank, check that, make sure it's okay. Anyway, for the most part, I'm not expecting that we're gonna have any problems down here, but I do wanna clean this up. It's gonna need some paint, on the end housing, this plate up here, the exhaust. But before I kind of waste my time, I do want to get this outside and see that it can support, that it makes power and can support a load. So I'm going to do that. But before I do that, I'm going to deal with this problem. This wheel has a broken hub. It makes it really tough to push this thing around. So I do have some extra wheels. I'm going to try to fit those on, and then we'll bring it outside and see what it does. So I've got these laying around. It's from a Briggs. Not quite as nice. The other ones actually had ball bearings, but it's not broken, so it'll be fine. Might as well make a match. Okay, let's give this thing a quick test. And yes, I did check the oil. There's plenty of it, but I doubt it's ever been changed. Slow. The voltage could be a bit higher. Okay, good. It's starting to rain, so I need to get inside, but it handled a 3,000 watt load without any issue. Now, after turning that load off, it did start hunting and surging a bit, so I guess we will need to go through that carb. No big surprise there. So let me get this back inside and we'll continue in there. All right, well, at least the rain has helped the first round of cleaning here. Yeah, gonna need a new filter. This happens as they get old. They just crumble. So, not a big deal. Ooh. These are tight. Yeah, I think someone's been in here already. This bottom bolt is loose, and these top two were way over torqued. So this governor spring is pretty rusty, and I find on the Subarus, especially when they start to rust, that's when you start losing RPM. In this case, it is adjustable to an extent, so I think we'll be okay. But if you have to drive this all the way in and you're still not getting the right speed, it might be the spring. Okay, so with this setup, I actually don't have enough clearance to get the carburetor off. In this case, the insulator's coming with it, which is causing the problem. And I think I just want to leave the insulator on there so I don't have to get a new gasket. So kind of an easy fix for this is just to loosen the engine melts, actually take them out on this side, and you can kind of shim the engine over about an inch, and that should give enough clearance to get this thing out. little bit of garbage in there, but no rust. Okay, the pilot jet is under here. You do need to remove this bracket first. And this screw almost never breaks free with a screwdriver, so I just go right for the vice grips. So this pilot jet is just a push fit and can be tricky to get out. Sometimes I've had to actually put a screw down that hole just a bit so that the threads grab and then you can just pull it out. But I always do turn it with a screwdriver just to make sure it's free, and it is. And then you can just use a small pair of needle nose, hopefully, to pull it out. And you can see in this case, it's not coming out. So let me grab a wood screw and just get it out that way. That was tight. Okay, so that pretty much does it. I got everything off that I need to, or that can come off for the most part. Not seeing anything too bad, you know, just a bit of debris. Pilot jet doesn't look that bad. So I'm just gonna run some wires through and put it in the ultrasonic for a bit. Now the emulsion tube on this one is definitely not removable. All cleaned up. Wasn't that dirty to begin with, at least on the inside. The outside's another story. It was quite dirty and still doesn't look great, but it'll be fine. Anyway, no smoking gun as far as was causing the surge. You know, both of these jets, the high speed and the low speed, were clear. It did feel like there was some plaque on the wall, so I tried to get that off. And that's really all it takes to get a surge. So it could be as simple as cleaning those. Also, just running this through the ultrasonic helps clean out all the little passages in here. So hopefully we got it, but we won't know until we put it back together and try it out. Done. Let's get this back on the machine and see how it runs. So I did ruin one gasket. It's the one that goes between the engine and this insulator. So I've already cleaned it up. I do have a replacement one here. This one's the Stens. There's the part numbers if you're interested. With these Subarus, you pretty much are guaranteed to destroy at least one gasket when taking the carburetor off. Getting a little bit late, so I'm not going to bring this out right now to try it. Instead, I'm just going to get the exhaust off as well as this plate and the end cover here. Get a little paint on it and let that cure up overnight. God, this thing is dirty. So I didn't notice this before, but this is pretty badly bent. Anyway, I'm gonna straighten it out a bit and yeah, try to get it a little bit closer to where it should be. In case you're wondering, I'm using Rust-Oleum for all these colors. The front plate is this titanium silver. The end cover for the generator head was just this satin black enamel. And for the exhaust, I've been using recently this high heat formula. And there's a whole bunch of elaborate instructions on how to cure this properly for 2000 degrees. I don't follow any of those instructions because I don't need to. This is not going to get that hot. I used to use the barbecue and grill paint, which works well, but it dries really chalky. And this stuff is definitely a lot truer black than that other stuff. Anyway, in case you're interested. Pretty happy with the way this turned out. You know, the colors look really good. You know, this dent, still not really satisfied with it, but you know, I don't really have the proper tools to make it perfect, so it'll have to do. Okay, and the breather hose goes into the side of the airbox. Okay. And this line here has given some people trouble. This is the vent from the fuel tank, and it goes right here on this barb into the airbox. It falls off pretty easily, so if you see a hose hanging out down here, you don't know where it goes right there. I'm just gonna spend a minute to clean this up. We definitely need a new filter. These fuel clamps as well, these fuel line clamps, they're a bit rusty. They haven't failed yet, but it's just a matter of time. So I'm gonna put some new clamps on there. The fuel line itself seems to be in pretty good shape, so I'll keep that. But you know, this fuel shut off, it's a common setup in these Homelites. For some reason they put a 90-degree one, which makes the whole thing stick out like this. I'm gonna replace that just with an inline and kind of just do a straight shot from the tank into the carburetor. All right, this is a new filter. I did oil it. I'm not sure if you're supposed to or not, but usually foam filters you oil. So I just used motor oil, in this case 30 weight. Okay, that's pretty much it. Just add gas and we'll give it a try. Okay, ready to give this thing another try. Now, once it starts, I'm gonna adjust the speed, bring it up to about 61.5 hertz, no load. Assuming it sounds good, I'll just load it up again, make sure that we're still able to support the 3000 watts. Okay, good. This thing runs perfect, and that hunting is gone. I mean, that throttle was holding absolutely steady, which is good. You know, sometimes these Mikunis can be a little finicky, but not this one. Runs perfect. And we did adjust the speed. We increased the engine to about 61.5 hertz. And under a 3000 watt load, it did really well. It was still above 60. I think it was 60.3, which is very good. So, you know, besides the carb clean and a little bit of paint, this thing didn't need too much. Hope this video helps someone. Thanks for watching.